The genetic information that is needed to create an organism is stored in the DNA molecules. DNA molecule does not simply make an organism. DNA is first transcribed into an mRNA and mRNA is translated into proteins. Finally, these proteins combine to form the organism. And so, now we are clear about the DNA basics. Let us learn about the recombinant DNA molecule. Recombinant DNA, or simply call it as rDNA molecules, are DNA molecules formed in laboratory by using the genetic recombination methods such as molecular cloning to combine and bring together the genetic material from multiple sources. rDNA are sequences that would not be found in biological organisms. Since DNA molecules from all organisms have common chemical structure, recombinant DNA is possible. Within the identical overall structure, DNA molecules differ only in the nucleotide sequence. Accordingly, when DNA from a foreign source is linked to the host sequences that can drive the DNA replication, and then when introduced into a host organism, the foreign DNA will replicate along with the host DNA. As all organisms on the earth evolved from a common ancestor, DNA is used as their molecule of heredity. At the chemical level, DNA remains the same whether it is taken from a microscopic bacterium or a shark. As a result, DNA molecule from different organisms can be cut, pasted and combined together, which will give the rDNA molecule. Paul Berg was the first to develop the recombinant DNA in the year 1972. With the help of particular enzymes such as restriction enzymes and ligase, Berg joined together DNA fragments from two different viruses. Restriction enzymes such as EcoR1 are like molecular scissors that cut the DNA molecule at specific sequences. When the DNA molecule from different sources is cut using the same restriction enzyme, the ends that have been cut can be joined together and sealed into a continuous DNA strand by using the enzyme ligase. Peter Laban first proposed the idea of rDNA. Peter Laban was a graduate student of Professor Dale Kaiser at Stanford University Medical School, United States of America. In 1972 and in 1973, the first publication appeared describing the successful production and the intracellular replication of rDNA. In 1973, Herb Boyer and Stanley Cohen engineered the first organism containing recombinant DNA. They produced a transgenic bacteria that contained genes from the organism Xenopus levis, the African clawed frog, which showed that DNA from very different taxonomic domains, in this case bacteria and eukaryota, could be spliced together. In 1980, Paul Berg was awarded Nobel Prize in Chemistry. The capability to cut, paste and copy molecules of DNA was not only a watershed moment for the scientific research, but engendered an entire industry built on genetic engineering. In 1976, Herb Boyer found the first biotechnology company called GeneTech. By 1982, the FDA, that is US Food and Drug Administration, has approved the GeneTech's first successful product, that is a synthetic form of human insulin called Humulin, developed and produced by genetically engineered bacteria that contain the human insulin gene. Human insulin was the first licensed drug generated using rDNA technology. Different DNAs from different species are selected and combined to form a new hybrid DNA, which is not present in any other organism. This newly created DNA can be introduced in any living organism. This technology is called rDNA technology. Sometimes recombinant DNA molecules are called as chimeric DNA, as they are generally made of material from two different species. The right example is the mythological chimera or mythical chimera. rDNA technology uses the palindromic sequences and directs the restriction enzyme to produce the sticky and blunt ends. In the construction of rDNA molecules, the DNA sequences can be selected from any species. For example, human DNA may be joined to a plant DNA, or fungal DNA may be joined with the bacterial DNA. Additionally, a DNA sequence that does not occur anywhere in nature can be created by the chemical synthesis of DNA molecule and incorporated into the recombinant molecules. Using synthetic DNA and recombinant DNA technology, any DNA sequence can be literally created and introduced into any wide range of living organisms. Recombinant proteins are proteins that result from the expression of the rDNA within the living cell. It is not necessarily produced when a rDNA molecule encoding a protein is introduced into a host organism. Specialized expression vectors are often used for the expression of the foreign proteins. This necessitates significant restructuring of the foreign coding sequence. rDNA is different from the genetic recombination, in which the former results from the artificial methods of the test tube or in vitro, and the latter is a normal biological process that will result in the remixing of the existing DNA sequences, basically which is occurring in all organisms. In many cases, organisms that contain the rDNA molecule have evidently normal phenotypes. The metabolism, appearance and behavior are not usually changed, and the only way to show the presence of the recombinant sequence is to examine the DNA directly by using a polymerase chain reaction procedure and or southern hybridization technique. If the rDNA sequences encode a gene that is being expressed, then the presence of protein and RNA product of the recombinant gene can be detected by using the Western hybridization methods or real-time PCR methods. In addition, phenotypes that are encountered may include toxicity to the host organism that is induced by the recombinant gene product. This happens especially if it is expressed or overexpressed within cells or tissues that are inappropriate. In few cases, rDNA molecule can have harmful effects even if the rDNA is not expressed. In insertional inactivation mechanism, this case occurs. In this mechanism, the rDNA molecule gets inserted into a gene of the host cell, inactivate the function of the gene. In some cases, to determine the biological importance and function of the genes, researchers apply this phenomenon to knock out genes. Another mechanism is the inappropriate activation of previously unexpressed host cell genes. By this mechanism, the gene expression is greatly affected when the rDNA is inserted into a chromosomal DNA. For example, when a rDNA fragment contains an active promoter, it will be located next to a formerly silent host cell gene. After the transplantation into the host organism, the rDNA construct present in the foreign DNA may or may not be expressed. This means that without expression, the DNA may simply be replicated, or the DNA may be transcribed and translated for producing the recombinant protein. To improve the expression of the ectopic gene, particular changes to the host organism can be made. Additionally, some changes may also be needed to the coding sequences to make the protein soluble, optimize the translation, direct the recombinant protein to the proper extracellular or cellular location, and stabilize the protein from the degradation. The formation of a new hybrid DNA molecule by using two DNA fragments is the rDNA technology or genetic engineering. The two DNA fragments are taken from two different species, joined together, and the rDNA molecules can be produced. This is done by using the restriction enzymes. The DNA of the donor organism can be cut into pieces and insert any one of these fragments into the DNA molecule of the host organism. Mostly a virus or a bacterial plasmid is used as a vector. Vector is nothing but a plasmid that contains a DNA from the donor. A plasmid is a circular DNA fragment found in bacteria. By using the same restriction enzymes, the plasmid can be opened as the DNA fragment of the donor. Using the recombinant vector, we can transform the virus or bacterial cells. The bacterial cells are cultured and colonies are further grown. Over the last few years, rDNA has been gaining its importance, and the rDNA molecule will become only more important in the 21st century, because genetic diseases become more dominant and agricultural area will get reduced. Some of the areas that will have an impact by rDNA are better crops, that is drought and heat resistant crops, recombinant vaccines against hepatitis B virus, production of insulin, production of the recombinant pharmaceuticals, herbicide resistant plants, plants that will produce their own insecticides, plants with a higher yield with nutritional quality like golden rice, plants with medicinal importance. Today, throughout the world, in research laboratories, the rDNA technology is being used extensively to explore the myriad questions about the gene structure, expression pattern, regulation, function, etc. One commonly used application that involves the genetically engineered knockout animals to hold a non-functional form of a specific gene of interest. By analyzing the consequences of the missing gene, the gene function can be determined, and this is the goal of such experiments. As knockout mice are produced to answer such questions in many various different fields, they are specifically useful in the developmental biology and have guided to an understanding the genes that are involved in the development and growth of an organism from one single fertilized egg. rDNA techniques are also considered as a cornerstone of the biotechnology industry. For example, the production of the genetically engineered plants that produces an insect toxin called Bt toxin. This gene is being derived from the bacterium Bacillus thuringiensis, and it produces a toxin that interrupts the gut function in the larvae of an insect pest called bollworm in cotton. The Bt toxin producing gene is introduced into such plants by the rDNA technology and further results in the selective killing of the bollworm in cotton. This development had and is having a major economic impact, and it reduces the expenses of pesticides that is used per year and has also increased the longevity and yield of cotton. Once the host cell expresses the protein from the recombinant genes, rDNA will work. A substantial amount of recombinant protein will not be produced by the host unless and until expression factors are added. The protein expression always depends upon the gene that is being surrounded by a collection of signals which will provide the instructions for the transcription and translation of the gene. These signals are the ribosome binding site, the promoter and the terminator. The expression vectors in which these foreign DNA are inserted will contain these signals. Signals are normally species specific and tissues specific. In Escherichia coli, these signals must always be Escherichia coli signals because E. coli is not likely to understand the signals of human terminators and promoters. Problems are found if the gene contains any introns or contains the signals which act as the terminators to a bacterial host. This case will result in premature termination and the recombinant protein will not process correctly, fold correctly or may even get degraded. The production of the recombinant proteins in eukaryotic systems will normally take place in the yeast and the filamentous fungi. The use of the animal cells is very difficult because they must need a solid support surface not like bacteria and have a complex growth needs. When proteins are too complex to be produced in bacterium, eukaryotic cells must be used. rDNA can be made by using 3 different methods. The 3 different methods for making the rDNA are bacterial transformation, phage introduction, non-bacterial transformation. The first step in the transformation process is to select a piece of DNA fragment that is to be inserted into a vector. The second step is to cut that DNA fragment using a restriction enzyme and then ligate the DNA inserts into the vector using a DNA ligase. A selectable marker is present in the insert which allows for the identification of the recombinant molecules. Mostly an antibiotic marker is used so that a host cell without a vector will die when exposed to a particular antibiotic and the host will live because of its resistance with the vector. By the transformation process, the vector is inserted into a host cell. Example of a possible host cell is Escherichia coli again. The host cells must be especially developed to take the foreign DNA. Some selectable markers can be used for the color changes, antibiotic resistance or for any other characteristic that can differentiate the transformed host from the untransformed host. Different properties are present for different vectors to make them suitable for different applications. Some properties are size, symmetrical cloning sites and high copy number. Non-bacterial transformation process is very similar to that of bacterial transformation. The only difference between the two processes is the non-bacterial does not use a bacterium such as E. coli as the host organism. The DNA is injected into the nucleus of the cell that is being transformed using the micro injection. The host cells are also bombarded in biolistics with the high velocity micro projectiles like particles of tungsten or gold that has been coated with the DNA molecule. Phage introduction process of transfection is known as phage introduction, which is essentially equal to the transformation except a phage is used instead of a bacterium. The packaging of a vector is done by in vitro. To develop a phage plaque which consists of recombinants, this uses lambda or M13 phages. The recombinants created can be distinguished by the differences in the recombinants and non-recombinants using different selection methods. So, in this session we discussed about the features, constituents and formation of the rDNA. The genetic transformation that is needed to create an organism is kept in the DNA molecules. rDNA or rDNA molecules are DNA molecules formed in laboratory by using genetic recombination like molecular cloning to combine and bring together the genetic material from multiple sources. Sometimes rDNA molecules are called as chimeric DNA. In the construction of rDNA molecules, the DNA sequences can originate from any species. Recombinant proteins are proteins that result from the expression of the rDNA within the living cells. The procedure is using the restriction enzymes. The DNA of the donor organism can be cut into pieces and insert any one of these fragments into the DNA molecules of the host organism. Vector is nothing but a plasmid that contains a DNA from the donor. rDNA can be made by using three different methods. The three methods are bacterial transformation, phage introduction and non-bacterial transformation. The first step in the transformation process is to select a piece of DNA that is to be inserted into a vector. The second step is to cut that DNA pieces using a restriction enzyme and then ligate the DNA inserts into the vector using a DNA ligase. The process of transfection is known as phage introduction, which is essentially equal to the bacterial transformation except a phage is used instead of a bacterium.